Welcome everybody, this is Vanessa Lee with the Angel Doll Company, Doll Artist. And today I have a couple special guests. I have can you even see over this, Lissa? This is Alyssa, my daughter. She is going to be the assistant today. And some of you may be familiar with this little person because she's also the assistant for my other daughter, Peachy. Come on, Peach.
Yay! Applause! It's
Yes, Peach! This is Peachy. She has Peachy Review channel, for some of you who are familiar with that. Peachy reviews toys, ideas, and she's going to start doing some artist interviews as well. Thank you, Peachy. Thank you, Peachy. Peachy's going to be our videographer today. It was really difficult for the other two channels to do by myself, but I'm so glad that two of the girls are home from school. So they're able to help, and they're familiar with this technique, of course, right? Alyssa knows what I'm saying. Okay, so what I did, for those of you who are familiar, remember when I made that little orange mound and I had a little hole in it? I covered it with clay, with the Pro Sculpt, because I want to make sure that it's going to stick and stay down, okay? Because I need this to be anchored. I need this to stay up straight, and it needs to be able to stay up and stand on its own, okay? And the reason I need it to stick to the bottom is because I don't want this to float up as I'm pouring the material into my mold box or my mold structure, my little cylinder. You all set? Awesome. Okay. All right. Let's clip our hair up like Lemony Spicket. What's that one movie called when she puts her hair up? What's that movie called, Peach? Remember when she puts her hair up?
Who doesn't put their hair up in a movie?
But you know what I'm talking about. The one where the little kids and they were orphans because
Annie?
Jim Carrey. Never mind. No worries. Okay.
Little Princess?
No worry. No. That's not it. No. You know it. I can't. Now it's going to drive me crazy. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Not really.
Anyway. So, okay. So I got this anchored. Alyssa, grab the hot glue gun. I'm going to put this on top. Remember, like I showed you, we want to make sure that it's not touching anything, but it's able to stand on its own. And if you remember, I need a margin all the way around, because that needs to have space around it. Okay, now that I got this down, and I have space all the way around, okay? So nothing's touching, and it's solid. Thank you, Alyssa. And am I plugged in, honey?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now this is where my hot glue stick comes in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure this sticks down. Now you want to be careful because you don't want the bottom of the box moving. You need to keep this set steady. You need to keep it still because as you put your hot glue stick on here, it's going to want to start shifting. So kind of keep a hold of it. Again, these are some of those things that it just takes some practice. Takes some practice to do. And as you're pressing the hot glue stick, sometimes, like I said, it wants to shift. So make sure you're watching inside and out. And once I get this hot glued all the way around, I'll have Peach come over and show you what the inside looks like. So when I talk about having that margin around, you understand what I'm saying. And it's challenging too. I think sometimes this is when, Alyssa, can you help me with my cord, please? Can you pull it up? Pull it around? Yep, thank you. Now, I don't want you to feel like, oh man, she has her lovely assistants that I need help when I do this. That's not technically true, because oftentimes I do this by myself. But for video's sake, it's nice to have some help. I'm going to move this over. And that's why I want to keep everything with me. I want to keep everything available, because as you're going through it, you want to just keep going. One thing about molding is that everything's time sensitive. At least when I'm doing this, to me, it feels like it's time sensitive. And I want to just kind of get it really solid all the way around the bottom. Because this is liquid. The mold material is liquid, so it's going to leak if we leave any gaps. So be very generous with this hot glue. It's not going to melt your placemat around. It won't melt that. Okay, Alyssa? And then I want to make sure that this is sticking and this stay on top. Peach, if you hand it to me, I'll show the viewers.
All right.
See how I have margin all the way around? Because I'm going to be able, that's where the top is going to, that's where the top of the opening is going to be at the bottom. Because remember, we're going to flip it around. Here you go, Peach.
Thanks.
There you go, darling. Okay, we're going to let that cool. While this hot glue is cooling, I'm going to get my Sculpey clay. Remember that? Get my Sculpey clay ready. Alyssa, can you lift that up?
Yep.
Thank you. Like, this way? Thank you. We're going to get this ready. We're going to make this like a snake. And this is going to serve as a little barrier around the side, around the bottom. Because like I said, our Mold Star 16 is liquid. And it's going to leak sometimes. Sometimes you can't help, but there's gaps there. So just in case there are gaps, we're going to have this Sculpey clay that's going to catch it. All right. Nice thing about hot glue is it cools really quick. Okay, so I got my little snake I made. Now I'm going to wrap it around the bottom. And on this part, press down. Don't press in, because if you press in, it'll lift that up. You don't want to do that. So you want to get it up against the tube, but you want to press down. So it creates like a barrier. That's what we're doing. We're creating an extra barrier. Isn't that right, Alyssa?
Yep.
That's right. All right. Okay, so I got this all the way around. Okay. When I put in my sculpture, I always put the back of my sculpture towards me. At this point, I'm going to make a mark on my mold box to make sure that I know where, just a line, this is the back.